He's in his second term in the Honolulu City Council, and now Ikaika Anderson is making a run for Washington in the 1st Congressional District. It's a crowded field against other politicians, including Councilman Stanley Chang, State Senator Willa Sparrow, and State Representative Mark Takai. And joining us this morning is Democrat Ikaika Anderson. Good morning,
Hey, good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
So let's talk about this crowded field. Voters are going to have a lot of choices, maybe even more by the time the election comes around. How do you distinguish yourself from several of these politicians, some of them long time?
Well, I do believe that voters will be faced with a lot of choices, which I think is a good thing for democracy. I've set myself apart, I believe, as a solid consensus builder on the Honolulu City Council. We've had some contention between the administration and the council over the years, but I've always looked for ways that we can bridge those gaps with the administration and even with the multiple council members and personalities that I've had to work with over the years. And I think that taking that record into Congress, where there is so much division and people just not getting along, I think will be a good thing for us.
A lot of the issues you've been dealing with, including rail, a lot of other city issues like sewers, how do you plan to transfer your experience if you're elected to Washington?
Well, in my district, we've worked on a number of issues. One, the commercialization activity at Kailua Beach Park and Kalama Beach Park, which is a district issue, but it was an issue in my district for over 30 years. I was able to get some resolve on that issue within my first term. We put in a provision into the rail budget that gave the council appropriation authority over the Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation. These things were a long time coming, but my office was really able to get these things going again within our first term. And I think we'll be able to take that to Congress with us, consensus builders, but at the same time able to get results for the people that we represent.
What's your view on some of the social issues like same-sex marriage?
I've always believed that all married couples and all families deserve the same rights that my wife and I and that our family enjoys. And regardless of gender, I feel that all couples need to be treated equally under the law, and I would treat same-sex couples the same way.
What's going to happen to your job as a councilman? Do you have to give up your seat?
I do not need to resign from the council, as I am in the middle of my 4-year term. If I'm elected, then there would be a special election to fill my seat.
And at this point, are voters going to be able to see all of you side by side in some sort of a debate yet?
I think at some point, definitely, all of the candidates, once we know who all of the candidates are, at this point we don't, we will have debates and there will be a healthy discussion before the voters of Congressional District 1. The positive here, though, I believe, is that they'll be presented a solid number of choices from which to choose to represent them in Congress.
Certainly. All right. Well, Ikaika Anderson, thank you so much for coming in on this holiday.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.